Blog Talk Radio.
Appeared before the Congressional Committee to tell what I knew of activities which might lead to an attempt to set up a fascist dictatorship.
The potential for the disastrous rise of misplaced power exists and will persist.
The very word secrecy is repugnant in a free and open society. And we are, as a people, inherently and historically opposed to secret societies, to secret oaths, and to secret proceedings.
President Bush signed a formal agreement that will end the United States as we know it, and he took the step without approval from either the U.S. Congress or the people of the United States.
The secret organizations of the world power elite are no longer secret.
It's known as the Bilderberg Group. Could their objective be world domination?
I'm Jim Tucker. I've chased Bilderberg for 30 years. I'll never give up the chase. Bilderberg's plan for the whole world is nothing less than world government.
I'm not comfortable with that at all. Who elected these guys to run the planet?
They are the elitists. They feel they should run the world for their own selfish interests.
Now we can see a new world coming into view. A world in which there is the very real prospect of a new world order.
Bilderberg is making great progress toward a world government, and only an educated, informed public can stop them in their tracks.
David Rockefeller admits in his own memoirs that he wants to destroy the United States. Right. He's a traitor.
It's good to be back at the Council on Foreign Relations. As Pete mentioned, I've been a member for a long time and was actually a director for some period of time. I never mentioned that when I was campaigning for re-election back home in Wyoming.
Let us never tolerate outrageous conspiracy theories.
I need you to move off the property, please.
Some shots were fired.
There's Bilderbergers right there.
The Trans-Texas Corridor is a vital part because we stop here in Texas. We stop the New World Order right here in Texas.
This thing started here. And to save this country, we kill this damn thing here.
Councils of government, we must guard against the acquisition of unwarranted influence, whether sought or unsought, by the military-industrial complex.
In Dallas, Texas, 3 shots were fired at President Kennedy's motorcade in downtown Dallas. The first reports say that President Kennedy has been seriously wounded by this shooting.
It is a big idea, a new world order.
It was almost as if it were a planned implosion. It just pancaked.
Either you were with us, or you were with the terrorists.
But I also believe that a lot of gun owners would agree that AK-47s belong in the hands of soldiers, not in the hands of criminals.
Today, authorities stepped up their efforts to empty the city.
Guns will be taken. No one will ever be off. Empty all guns. It is surreal. You just never expect to do this in your own country. Walking up and down the streets, you don't want to think about something you have to do. You should have thought. And I'm going to stay right here and wait for this one. Even if this one and the sailors of all I'm a human being. God damn it. My life has value.
There's a man going around taking names, and he decides who to free and who to blame. Everybody won't be treated all the same. There'll be a golden ladder. We'll stand up. The terror will sit on his cup. Will you partake of that last offered cup?
It's going to be the age of human courage, standing up for something yours, something right.
Gonna come around. I'm not taking no names. All right, a little bit here to talk about. Obviously, I was away actually. Just got back last night. Actually, can't really talk too much about it. I got video and everything, so I'm gonna see if I can get permission to post some of the videos and some of the recordings that I have. I got pictures and everything where I went. And try to talk about some of it. You know, I did tell a few select people where I was going. I left last Wednesday. So it was something different. You know, I think more people should get involved. And it was basically I was working for a contractor and contracting team, and I told people last year that I was going to try getting involved with this basically what inspired me was that movie that was Sound of Freedom there with Tim Ballard and with the human trafficking and the a lot of stuff that's going down, with the human trafficking. I mean, over 300,000 children disappear, in this country, over the border, children being trafficked around the country, around the world, and it's quite disgusting. Actually, some of the things that I read, saw, and experienced, and a lot of the research I've been doing, you hear about it on the news media, some of this stuff, but you don't know even a tip of the iceberg of what's really the dirty, disgusting things that are happening around this country and around the world, especially when it comes to children. And that's one of the things that I've always stood very, very firmly about in life is children. If you hurt children, or if you try to hurt children or take advantage of children, you have no place in my book in life. And I'm sure, Lee, you don't have a place in the Creator's book of life either if you hurt children. It doesn't matter. I don't care what stories or what beliefs or individual beliefs you have or how you think things are. I'm going to tell you right now, you don't know one half of it, well, a fraction of it, when I tell you the things that I saw or things that I know now more than what I've known before from when I worked for the government, doing the things I was doing. And that was for having to do with drugs. Now with the children, I mean, it's just absolute, and the blindness of the American people, or people in general around the world, that just don't know what's going on out there, how families are trafficked, how children are trafficked, and how they're produced for sex slaves, and the perversion, and it would just tear you apart if you saw the images that I've seen, some of these things, that even the videos, oh man, it's heart-wrenching, the pain that some of these people, and it's amazing that they can survive and carry on later, throughout their lives and just function day to day, which, a lot of people are scarred for life, obviously, by the damage that's done to them by these monsters. And they are monsters, these people that partake in this type of activity. They are monsters, and I have no sympathy for them whatsoever. None. I mean, they will get their day in court. Some of them, the people that are out there trying to bring them to justice, and if found guilty, I believe they should be hung from the highest tree for all people to see. Like I said, it's absolutely disgusting. The thing, and then we talk about abortion in this country, about abortion, like it's nothing, killing a baby, and these Democrats, these liberals, that twist it around, and a mother's life, incest, rape, you're talking about a very low percentage, very low, minute actually, of these cases where abortion has to happen because of a mother's life being put in jeopardy. That's just total nonsense. They can almost always save the mother now and the child with the technology and health care we have now in America, at least. Now in other countries, I can't speak for other countries. I can only speak for America, and it's our laws. But abortion is murder. It is murder. I don't care. There's no ifs, ands, and whats about it. You have control over your body. Don't give me that crap. Take that up with God or your creator. Okay, you lose control over your body when you become pregnant. Okay, if you're a woman. And I'm a man, and I have a right to say that. That's right, because I'm part of the human race, and I'm sticking up for the children that are not born yet. Okay, that is a life. No questions about it. You could sugarcoat it. You could twist it. You could do whatever you want to do. And come up with any type of argument you want to justify abortion. But abortion is murder. And you are committing a murder. The doctor is helping you. And anyone else that participates in an abortion procedure. It is murder. Simple as that. There's just, like I said, I can say it over and over again. And we need to say it. We need to repeat ourselves over and over again when it comes to this subject. But, abortion, is a very big topic, and I don't think it should be a big topic. I believe it should be a closed topic. It should be it. Listen, their abortions are banned. That's it. Simple as that. They're banned, period. Where is this? We get the right to vote whether or not to kill a child. No, it's murder. And the Supreme Court did the right thing by sending it back to the states, but still, yet states should not be voting on whether or not you should kill a child. Well, it's just, you hear some of these liberals out there, the arguments that they have, it's just a clump of fetus, it's just a fetus, a clump of molecular cells. No, it's not. It's a life. It's a life forming and growing, especially when it has a heartbeat, and you're going to stop that heartbeat from that beating. Well, how do you detect whether or not someone's dead in a hospital? Their heartbeat. When they flatline. Okay? So I don't want to hear that crap. It's not a life yet. And I don't want to hear that a mother has that women have a right to choose, and men just want to choose, want to control women's bodies. You're damn right we do when it comes to pregnancy. You're damn right. We do want to control it. You're absolutely correct. because we're going to protect the child. We need to stop backing down to that where we cave. A lot of Republicans cave on that issue. Where they compromise. There's no compromise. There's no deals with the devil. Simple as that. Period. End of story. You have an abortion, you go to jail. That's it. That's how it should be. Okay? Murder. You kill a child. Period. End of story. That's it. There's no debate. There's no discussing it. That's it. That's my stand on the issue. And it's. I mean, I was on a couple of weeks ago. I remember with that wacky Looney Tunes show with the jerk Dave and the other woman there. Didn't even say her name. She doesn't have any recognition for her name. And the other wacky retards that were on there with them, yelling at me about abortion. These liberals. Look what's happened now. A second murder attempt now on the president. I mean, when does this end? When does this stop? How much more longer? Now, let me ask you this question, everybody out there. Let's put it this way. I've never have everybody asked this yet. Has any of you ever been to this golf course, this Mar-a-Lago, or this compound that Trump has down there? Has anyone seen this golf course? Has anyone been there? Do you know how big this place is? You know how large it is, this golf course? Now, if I dropped you off there and I told you to go hurt somebody or to shoot the president or do something crazy, just say I've dropped you off there, or I said, or you were planning on doing this heinous crime. How would you know where Trump was? How would you be able to pinpoint where he is? How would you find out and go cut through these hedges, these hedgerows, and see where Trump was to be able to pick him off? How would you find him in a compound that large? Has anyone asked that question yet? How did this guy know where he was? How do you know? No one's asking this question. How did he find out where he was on that golf course to be able to set something up to try to shoot him? You can't find nothing on that large of a compound like that. It would take, you have to know the grounds. You have to know the area. You have to know where to go. I mean, this guy was from North Carolina. Come on, man. All right, we got a couple callers here already on the line. We'll see what we got here. But again, I want to talk a little bit about what I've been up to and what I've been doing, and let you know I was down there by the border, actually, to give you a hint. So, but let me take my first caller here. Go ahead. I don't like to make people wait in line too long. Go ahead there, 214.
Hey, Gunslinger.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm just sitting there and watching the crazy world go by. What the hell is new? I mean,
sounds like you got a bad connection, Gunslinger. Sounds like you're like a million miles away.
Oh, my headset.
Yeah, that could be it. Yeah, it sounds. Yeah. Now it's you. Before it was Sarge about a week and a half ago. I remember he sounded terrible. Maybe you need to try calling back in, disconnect it, and call back in. I don't know what problem you got with the headset or not, but it sounds terrible. I can barely hear you.
Let me call back in. See what.
Okay, try that. I'll sit and wait for you. Yeah, I'll stall and wait for you. I got a couple other callers waiting, but I won't take them until you call back in. Go ahead, give it a shot. Bad connection, terrible. So I barely hear them. It's really bad. I hear breathing now, so I don't know. But everyone with these, I know there's electronics and everything, and people got, but PGs, come on, guys, we need to put out a manual on how to use phones. I mean, hopefully I sound okay to everybody. I mean, I hope it's not my connection. I don't know. If anybody could tell me, let me disconnect this caller here, private caller. Go ahead. You have your hand up. Private caller, go ahead. Nothing? You don't want to talk? Okay. I see Gunslingers call back in anyway. Okay, private caller. Well, I'll mute you back. If you want to talk, then you just put your hand up then again. Come on, snap out of it. Get with the program. All right. I sound fine. Thank you, American Statesman. Thank you. Go ahead, Gunslinger. Go ahead.
Is this better? Hello.
No. It sounds really bad, but I can hear you. Go ahead. If that's the best you could do, go ahead. I mean, I can hear you.
Well, I would just say that, there's easy ways to find whoever you're looking for, especially when you're the ex-president of the United States. That dude has been out there tailing the motorcade to that golf course. If he knows anything about golfing, he's probably going to set up 2 or 3 holes ahead, knowing that he's going to have to come to that hole eventually. That's golf, that's the game.
Yeah. I don't know, Gunslinger. That's a pretty... Yeah, I don't know. That's a pretty big compound, man. I mean, to not be... And to remember now, worry about being spotted, and you're carrying around an AK-47, 2 backpacks, to, park your vehicle, get out, unload, you know what I mean? And then walk up to the fence. And, you got to remember, his nerves would be going. I mean, any sane, even if an insane person would be nervous about getting caught. I just don't know how he would be able to catch it, to pinpoint where he was at, I mean, I see your point.
Well, I mean, it could be, it just depends on what street that you're parking on. There's a street access to where he was set up at, okay? Because an eyewitness, when the shots were being fired from the Secret Service agent, the eyewitness took a picture of him and his vehicle and his license plate number. That's how they nailed him to the license plate recognition system or whatever, okay? So he had to be parked on the street, okay? And they said there's a bunch of shrubs and bushes and trees and all kinds of stuff that would easily conceal a person, okay? I mean,
yeah.
People don't know this. People are so fucking, self-centered on, they don't look around. There's no situational awareness that people have. They've lost it. They just concentrate on one thing.
It sounds like somebody in the chat room, hey, Gunslinger, someone in the chat room says it sounds like you're heavy breathing. That's it. It sounds like there's wind in the background. That's what it sounds like when somebody in the chat room. That's what it says. It sounds like.
It's just goddamn headset. Headset.
Yeah. But I can hear you.
Yeah. But that's pretty much, that's the cornerstone of it right there. Somehow he gained knowledge that he was going to be there, okay, which is probably not that hard. And then if you know anything about golf, you're going to eventually get to that hole, whatever the number is or whatever.
Do they have the holes? Do they have the holes numbered? I mean, because you got to remember, it's a big compound. He's 500 yards away, they're saying. That's pretty far distance,
I'm sure if you look it up, I'm sure they're online. The golf courses online. I mean, it's been decades since I've played any golf back, when prehistoric times, but I can't even remember if they're marked. I don't know. They're not marked on those big ones, I don't think. But if you know anything, if you're, hell, he may play golf. I don't know. And then he would know what holes are.
Yeah, well, here in North Carolina, right near my house, actually, we've got a golf course. Got 2 of them, actually. And one of them you can see from the road, Highway 158. If I'm driving down 158 and I want to, pull over on the side of the road and try to get somebody, it'd be very difficult for me to do. I mean, and just picture a fence being there and then hedges too. Hedges that are like very, very tall and thick. I don't know, man. I don't know. Someone leaked information, I think. I think, they're trying to, it's very clear they're trying to whack the guy. There's no doubt about it. They don't want him in there. They're scared to death of getting him in there,
Oh, yeah, definitely. This is what's going to happen, because they're so scared that Donald Trump is going to upset their apple cart, which he's going to. There's no doubt he better, okay? And they're screaming, they're panicking, they're oh God, go get him, kill him.
Russia. I'm going to tell you right now, the key is Russia. Right now, they're trying to start World War III with Russia. We are on the brink of World War III.
Yep. Well, that cackling hen, if that cackling hen gets in there, we will be in World War III. Okay. There ain't no doubt about that. Okay.
Right now we have NATO. Yeah, right now they are launching missiles at Russia. Okay, NATO missiles. And Putin is being restrained as much as he possibly can, because, look, he has a right to defend his country. You know, granted, whether or not he invaded Ukraine, you know, wrong or right, granted, you know, but none of our business, you know.
Exactly. You know, they're going to,
yeah.
You know, like I said, the cackling hen is not no negotiator. Okay, that's clear. Trump is a negotiator. Everybody liked him. Putin liked him. You know, little sawed-off rocket boy over there in North Korea, he liked him. You always want to be liked by your enemies, if at all possible. That's the best way to do it. This second cackling hen in there,
Well, what I don't understand is not that she's a cackling hen. It's just the support that everyone's claiming she has. Where is this support coming from? You know, I mean, nobody voted for her in the primary, and I got into a debate with another liberal team there about that. I said, nobody voted. Oh, that's not true. That's not true. What planet do you live on, you people? You're nuts. These liberals, they're nuts. You know, man, it's crazy. Somebody just brought up here, once in 200 years event, North Carolina towns to get a foot of rain in 12 hours. Yeah, I've been hearing a little bit about that, so that's interesting. I'm on a hill, so I think I'll be all right. I got a boat.
You got a boat? May need it.
You know, so I know how to swim too, so. But I was down there by the border down there. I'm not your area. I wasn't in Texas. I was down in San Diego area, Imperial Beach. Went down there to do a little contracting work for the Samaritan's Purse and another undisclosed contracting company, some ex-military guys and everything. We went down there to do. I really don't know if I should be talking too much about it. They said I can, but I can't. I got videos and stuff, but I got to figure out how to block out the children's faces because you're not allowed to film minors. You know what I mean? So I mean, you're not allowed to. You can, but you're not allowed to rebroadcast. You know what I mean? You got to be careful the legalities of it. But we actually rescued 3 children down there by the board that were kidnapped. So or part of the human smuggling thing that's going on. It's really bad. I mean, I want to put together a show with a couple of these guys that I was with and talk about this, you know, where we can maybe expose some stuff that's going on in America that's really bad. I mean, things that are just really things right in your own backyard that you would not believe that's happening right now. People are just blinded to it. I mean, things that are happening that are just real bad. So, it sounds like you're breathing. It sounds like Sally in the chat was right. It sounds like something like. That's what it sounds like with your headphones right now. So if you're breathing, even if you're not breathing heavy, it sounds like you are. You know.
It may sound
you know what I mean?
A fan running.
Yeah. Yeah. There you go. That could be it. The fan. Yep. That could be it. Yep. So, because headphones, you know, these things they pick up the sound so very. I don't know what kind of setup you got, but you know, you turn the dial the wrong way or something. It could be, you know, or you know, so whatever. I don't know what kind of setup you got, but somebody put in the chat room, swimming is good. DeSantis says Florida will independently investigate latest Trump assassination attempt. Yeah, but what are they going to investigate? What are they going to come up with? Listen, interrogate the guy. Was he working with somebody? Was he told to do it? Was he paid to do it? You know, why did he do it? And that's it. Simple as that. Put him in the interrogation room, sweat him out for a little while. You know, he's going to lawyer up probably. You know, and look. The bottom line is this. You know, I don't think they could charge him with attempted murder. I mean, I don't know. What would be the charge? You think? Because he didn't do it. He didn't pull the trigger, did he? If he pulled the trigger, then yeah. But even pointing a gun at a police officer or a public official or anyone in uniform, you could be charged with a crime. So even you point it at him, you know, so that's a crime actually. From my understanding, Sarge would know more about that than I do. I don't know if he's out there listening tonight or not. Sarge, if you're out there, press 1. But yeah, go ahead.
He could be charged with attempted murder. He could be charged with premeditated.
Well, Well, how can he charge with attempted murder? He didn't. I don't know. I don't know if he can under the law or not.
Yeah, well, like I said, and we've all known the thing that a grand jury can indict a fucking ham sandwich. Okay.
Well, yeah.
How they are.
Oh well, they got a grand jury system down there in Florida. Is that how it works? The grand jury, is that how it works?
Oh yeah, there'll be a grand jury. Once they file a charges, like any other state, they have their own, the grand jury and everything. But yeah, that's what premeditated is. You know what premeditated is? You think about it, you plan it out, and then you go do it. And that's what he did. He thought about it. He planned it. He went out and executed it. Thank God he didn't hit anything, or they stopped him before he was able to take a shot. So yeah, that's premeditated. Well, they'll do that. He'll be going to prison for the rest of his life. No doubt about it.
Yeah.
Well,
see, I don't know what the charge would be on that. Again, I don't know because it's not. He didn't. See, I don't know what the definition is of the statutes down in Florida for murder or attempted murder or attempted assault, aggravated assault, or I don't know what it is. Because remember that the statutes are every state is different, and you just. Like I said, it's and it could be a big difference too in the amount of time somebody gets, So I mean, again, you're gonna whack him anyway, regardless. I mean, look, the guy's in big trouble. I don't think he'll ever see daylight again. So unless he gets found not guilty, he's gone. Unless Biden pardons him. I don't know. But with this thing on World War III. This is huge, man. When I got back, I was, checking on, I got on the computer and everything. I was looking at the news stories because I was total blackout there. I didn't know what the hell was going on, when I was doing this down there. And it was, I saw this, and I'm looking at what's going on with Russia. And then I guess there's a lot of, they've been spotting military aircrafts in Alaska airspace with Russia. That's provocative right there. And they said U.S. tension. So I started looking at it, and then I heard about NATO shooting long-range missiles into Russia. I was like, whoa, that's right there. That's insane. Imagine long-range missiles being flown into the United States and landing. What would the United States do? That's war. Man. I mean, do people understand what a nuclear strike is? Do they understand what a nuclear war is? Do they understand this at all? This is huge. Now, I know about the Bible and everything. The Bible doesn't really describe anything about the planet being wiped out from a nuclear war. So if we have a nuclear war and the planet gets wiped out, I guess the Bible's not true, so, which I seriously doubt. So, I don't think we'll have a nuclear war with where it wipes out the entire planet. But to go back on what I was doing over the past week or whatever, I'd like to go on someone else's show and give them the exclusive. If I can get a couple of these guys that went with me and come on with me and give somebody else that show, that'd be a good show for them, because we really uncovered human trafficking. And to rescue some children like that would be, that's a big story, So, but we're not going to the corporate media with it because they don't tell the truth anyway, and I don't think they report it anyway. So they try to hide a lot of it, So unless it's like some of these undercover reporters, that do these undercover stories and whatnot. But you go to CBS or Channel or Fox News, they're not going to talk about this stuff. They're not going to unravel a lot of this stuff. Look at Tim Ballard, the Sound of Freedom. They didn't even want to let the movie get published. They didn't want to do the movie. They had to buy, so that they wanted to shut that down. It was like 4 years old. So tell me there's not something going on where they're trying to keep this stuff covered up. This human trafficking. That there's not some inside politicians and greedy sons of bitches within the government that are keeping this stuff covered up purposely. Like the convention there they just had, Democratic convention and whatnot. How much human trafficking was going on there? A lot of crap going on, man. These perverts, these people are perverts. They're disgusting perverts. Disgusting. I mean, the stuff that I learned, I was talking to a lot of these guys, man, and the border down there, Gunslinger, I mean, the border down there is so unsecure. I mean, that was the first time I really ever went down there and saw the border. I mean, man, oh man, it's so easy to cross. You can cross and get back and forth with no problem at all. You know? I mean, it's crazy.
There's parts of that Rio Grande down there that you can just wade across. It just depends on where you cross it. Yeah.
I could drive a train through there, some sections, and nobody would know it.
Nope.
You know, so man, oh man, I didn't realize it was like that. I didn't have no clue. I was ignorant of that, I guess. I didn't know what it was like down there at the border. You know, I thought maybe it was, there was a fence and it was like secure and it was, kind of like trying to get into a rock concert, something like that. But man, I mean, at the entry points it's secure, but why would you go through an entry point if you're trying to smuggle something into the country? Only an idiot would come through with drugs and stuff. I mean, when there's so many, I mean, just think about it. It's insane. But, the Blog Talk Radio I heard screwed up last night, I guess, for a couple people, I heard. Huh? What's up with that? Blog Talk Radio is down again? I guess. I don't know. So, I guess, I see, my mind just went blank. What the hell's her name? Little loose libertarian there. I see her in the chat room there. So hello, American Statesman too, and let's see. I see you, Gunslinger. Bring It Boy was in there, I think, or whoever that is. Bring It Boy, whatever that means. Bring It Boy. I don't know who that is. And then let's see who else here we got. It says I couldn't get my show started after trying for wow. So you guys, they screwed you over again with the Blog Talk Radio. Well, I mean, this is one of the things, and they do it right on the weekend where there's a major news story too. Lorianne, her show constantly gets censored, man. When there's a major news story, constantly, her show gets stopped. So I wonder what's up with that. You must have did a show that pissed them off. You must have done a show. Well, you had me on there. Yeah, that could be it. I missed Sally's show tonight, so I apologize for that. I had to do some unpacking and stuff, so I was busy, so I didn't even want to really do a show tonight. So where is everybody, man? I've tried to stay on my regular time, and nobody shows up. Where the hell is everybody? That's why I do shows all the other times, all different times and whatnot. So this way here, why bother? I just do my own thing. So Trump, same thing happened to me after Trump's first assassination attempt. Yeah. So I wish your sound was better, Gunslinger, so I could hear you better, man. So anyway, and even Tave's not here. Understood, not enough hours in a day. Yeah, I know, there's not enough hours in a day. You're right about that, Sally. So if anybody got something they want to talk about tonight, press 1. And come on, I've got about 7 callers on the line here, 6 now. So press 1, and I'll bring you on, man. I'll bring you on the platform here. And talk about whatever you want to talk. I'm giving you the floor here, worldwide floor to talk. Let me see here. I'm going to unmute this one here. I think it's Gunslinger. You're going to try to get unmuted. Can you hear me now, Gunslinger, better?
Yeah, I'll switch to another.
Oh, God, that's even worse. That's worse, Gunslinger. I can't hear you at all. At all. That's what it sounds like. Disconnect the darn thing. I can't hear you at all, man. Nope, nothing. No, nothing, man. We got time because I don't have anyone else with their hands up. I had a private caller with their hand up, but he didn't want to say nothing. So we got time for you to try to fix it because I know you call into a bunch of other shows. So, I mean, because right now I can't hear nothing we were saying. Nothing. I just unmuted you again. Can't hear nothing from you. So anyway, all right. So okay, you want to try one more time here? All right, let's try one more time. Mute you here. mute the other line. Try this real quick here. I'm trying to get Gunslinger connected, guys, so be patient. All right, Gunslinger, go ahead. No, you're shot, man. Nothing. I can't hear nothing, brother. Can't hear nothing. Oh, I hear. Yeah, that's what I hear right now. Can't hear you. Can't hear nothing. It's worse. It's worse than what it was before. So let me try muting this. How about now? Try it now.
How about now? Hello.
Now it's it's going. No. Okay. Nothing. All right, I'll stand by. Yeah. Okay, you just hung up one line there. Sorry, guys. So, yeah, the debate was a joke, and ABC should be charged with election interference. I agree with you, American Statesman. I forgot there was a point I wanted to make up about that debate. Oh, remember when he brought up the eating the dogs and stuff, the dog question, and then the moderator said we contacted the city of Springfield. So the moderator already knew the answer to the question. And why did they contact the city of Springfield? Why did they contact them and then put that as a question in the debate? Why would they do that? That's setting Trump up right there. That's setting them up. It's like me asking a trick question to somebody on a debate platform. That's what it was. It was a bait and switch question. Trump should have picked up on that right away. I mean, I don't know why he didn't, because that was a set-up job right there, that whole question. When he said we contacted the city of Springfield, why didn't you contacted them? And then you're asking a question about it, so you already knew the answer. You know, that was wrong. That's election interference. Yup, they should be charged with election interference. I agree, Sally. 100% correct. Gunslinger, you there? Guess he's gonna try calling back in. He's not there. He's messing with his headphones now. Well, okay. Well, I mean, I just don't know what to tell you, Gunslinger, if you can't get in there. Anybody else want to call in here? Because if not, I'm going to start playing some audios or do something, you know. Anybody want to call in and talk? You got to do it now, man. Because I'm not going to do this anymore my regular scheduled time if I'm not going to get a full call board. I mean, 6 or 7 calls, that's not enough. And then I only got 2 people with their hand up. One guy don't want to talk when I unmute him. You know what I mean? I'm giving you guys a platform here to talk. You know my show is famous. So, you know, and people are scared. You know what I mean? So, this guy Mike, Iranian Mike there, if you missed that show we did about a week and a half ago with Iranian terrorist Mike. I don't know if he's listening tonight. You know, Mike, they call it, you go. You know, remember that guy, that clown? So, Mike there, bashing everybody on Blog Talk Radio. Undercover liberal. So he claims he's a Blog Talk Radio moderator. Yeah, okay. I doubt it. So anyway, he says he's a Blog Talk Radio moderator. And Mike, you should be ashamed of yourself for slandering people and calling them names and doing what you do. Okay, I'm glad when people heed to my request and call in. Go ahead there, 407. I'll give you the floor. Go ahead.
Hey, Joe. This is American Statesman. I've already been talking for 2 hours, so I had to take a break.
I know.
That's why I do the typing instead. I'm doing good, but you're right. It was a little bit of a light show, and not quite as many people as usual, so it was a little bit light. But then isn't it Monday football too? Are these people watching football?
Oh, that's what it is. You're right. Oh, my goodness. You're absolutely right. We're competing with the football. Yep.
That's my guess.
Yeah. Well, it's their country at stake right here. So what's your take, Sally, on this Trump assassination?
You know, well, I mean, they're gunning for him, but the thing is, I think it's all part of the stinking government. That's why I say they need to investigate the FBI and the Secret Service. I mean, you've got this administration wanting to destroy him, to kill him. They want to stop him, and whatever it takes, they will do. And now you're seeing another attempt here. The part that I thought was really suspicious or awfully convenient, whatever you want to call it, was that there just happened to be somebody there who saw the person, got the car, got the tag. But at the same time, because of what's happened in the past and the sloppy work of the Secret Service and everything, I think there's probably more people out there, pro-Trumpers, who are saying somebody better watch his back because these people aren't doing it. And then what was it? The stupid sheriff there, idiotic sheriff said, well, but he's not the president, so he's not entitled to the same security. And, if he wasn't running for the presidency, and if he hadn't already been the president, you might give a little bit more to that, even not much. But that was a stupid thing for that sheriff to say.
Oh,
so,
I know.
I'm telling you, it's just, they're idiots.
Well, you're down there in that area, right? Are you down there in that area?
Well, I'm in the Panhandle, so I'm on the other side of the state. But, yeah, I'm in Florida.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
so that's big news down there for you.
Oh, yeah. That's why DeSantis is going to investigate. And a lot of part of it is because why, with everything that's going on and everything they saw in Pennsylvania, why would they trust either the FBI or the Secret Service? They're both suspect. The Secret Service now, Trump always compliments them and thanks them, which I guess I understand that to some degree, but at the same time, these people, they're your enemies. You got the enemies from within. It's a sad truth. We have many, many enemies from within. And I don't know, but the Secret Service and the FBI, they're part of it. Someone leaked it, because that was the other question. How would anybody know that he was going to golf at that specific time? Whoever would know that area would have had to know that golf course very well to know that was the one spot to go to. It's all way too convenient, way too suspicious, and the Biden administration is trying to get him killed. My own opinion.
I would think so. They're dirty. The Democrats are dirty. They've killed a lot of people over the years. Look at the Clinton administration. How many people they whacked? Hillary and them. Look at Benghazi.
Exactly.
Remember Benghazi?
And Hillary's still complaining that she won. She's still complaining she won.
It's okay for her to complain, but Trump says it, then he's a sore loser.
It's a sick society. We have gone so far off the deep end. It's not funny. The other thing I was talking about earlier, in reference to the dogs and cats routine. See, that was the thing, and I sent out an email after that too. Said, does anybody truly think ABC did not know about them getting those cats and the geese? The dogs, I never actually saw a dog, even though someone said something about dogs. But the cats and the geese, that they were taking them and using them for food, ABC knew that. They knew that ahead of time. This is why I say they ought to be charged with election interference, because they totally manipulated and twisted that election. Apparently there was some coaching or working with Harris on this stuff too. And they say that she had all the questions for weeks in advance. Yeah, exactly. She was they were assisting her, so it was election interference. It was not reporting, and these people should not be allowed to classify themselves as any kind of a news organization, news media, news reporting, because they're propaganda. They're not reporting the truth. They're being propagandists, promoting whatever side of the issue that they want to. Well, why tell the truth when a lie will do so much better for your side or something? So they and I'm telling everybody, boycott ABC, which includes Disney, Walt Disney World, Disney and Company, and ESPN. Now, I know there's a lot of those sports addicts out there that can't do without that sports, but, there's sometimes something more important than playing a silly game. Yeah. And I really have told many people, you can live without football. You can. You really can. And right now would be a good time to live without it, since the games they play with the national anthem and all the black anthem, whatever. I don't want to.
Oh, I know. Isn't that disgusting? Isn't that disgusting? The black national. Come on. What, we got two countries here? Come on. It's pathetic.
That's what they want you to think. Yeah.
Yeah, and they won't kneel. They won't put their hand across their heart, and when they get kneel, that pissed me off when they did that, because that's a disrespect to the veterans across. That whether you support the war or not, you're disrespecting the sacrifice of our veterans out there and the flag, because they hold that dearly, the flag, and what it represents, and for freedom and democracy, You know,
and that's
you
how
know,
the whole thing. That's how the
Republic.
whole tradition started. That was all. That's how the whole tradition of playing the national anthem and everything at the beginning of the games all started in honor of the veterans. The following,
Yeah.
so, you know.
Yeah, and Lori Ann says
people.
the same thing in the chat room there. You know, when she heard it, the schedule. How did this guy know Trump's schedule? You know, how did this guy know where to place himself on a compound that big? You know.
Exactly. It's all too convenient.
Yeah. It's too. It's something's up with that. Something says a leak. There's a leak in. I think you pinned it right there. The FBI needs to investigate the Secret Service, but they're slick. You know, I mean, you know, they know how to, you know, dodge the cell phone traffic, and they know, you know, look at the license plate scanners and everything. Boy, they revealed that one there, huh? That we all been talking about for years, how they scan license plates and scan who you are as you're driving down the road, huh?
Oh yeah.
You know,
it's amazing.
I mean,
amazing
talk
what
about
they can do
police
when
state.
they want to. Yeah.
Yeah. I played in the intro there about how their a video there from years ago when they had a National Guard patrolling, or they had military patrolling the streets after Hurricane Katrina. You know, talking about shooting Americans and everything. How the hell are you going to shoot an American? You know, that guy should be arrested for making a statement like that. Shoot an American. You don't know what's going to jump off. You can shoot an American. Yeah, he says. Yeah, you're going to shoot an American. Okay, pal. You know, should our military ever shoot an American? Never. No. Should the military posse comitatus, man. You know?
Exactly.
Right or no
what was
right.
the other thing? Well, something with Harris. Something she apparently said either right around or just before all this happened or whatever recently. Something about, well, Trump should never be allowed to stand behind the presidential seal, which, okay, whatever. But then also something about he should never be allowed to stand behind the mic again. It's like he should never be allowed to speak.
What's up with that?
Again. That's what that was Glenn Beck that mentioned that. I had not heard it myself, but Glenn Beck was talking about it. Like, so you want to talk about inciting violence? It's these people that are inciting violence, not all the other nonsense they try to say.
That's a good point you bring up. That's a good point.
Yeah.
You know, them inciting violence. You know, these Democrats. If you incite violence, I don't know how the First Amendment would play out with that. You cannot incite a riot. Your First Amendment speech is not protected that way to incite a riot. You know?
Yeah.
But
and they're the ones that's fighting all of it. I mean, it's just so disgusting. They're the ones that do it. Whatever they're accusing you of doing is what they are doing. And there was also, if anybody, I talked about this a little bit on the show earlier, but if you, Real America's Voices over the weekend was actually on the Cowboy Logic show, so you could go to Cowboy Logic. They had the Jan 6 timelines. And it was really interesting to see what was happening around the Capitol. When Trump was talking, all the stuff that was starting to happen over the Capitol, the real rioters, not the peaceful protesters, but the rioters, they were already over there, heading over there while Trump was still talking. Trump hadn't said anything about going to the Capitol or marching down, whatever, protesting. But, of course, he said peacefully, and, of course, they never want to say that. So it was already going on before he was even there, so there's no way he incited it. And, of course, it really was, as Nancy admitted, her own fault for not having the guard there. It's everything to do with that is just so disgusting and so anti-American.
Yeah.
We've got some true
There's
enemies
one that should be arrested. Yeah, she should be arrested, Nancy Pelosi. You know, I believe a lot of these people should be arrested and brought before the People's Court. You know, that's what we should have in this country. There you go. There's an idea. The People's Court. You know, the real People's Court, not the one on TV. You know, the real People's Court. Each state should have a People's Court where the people and the citizens can bring before a court charge our leaders or politicians, just them, not individuals, because otherwise you have everybody fighting over a peanut butter jar. You know, no, we'd have have people. Bringing political leaders, groups of citizens that bring political leaders up on charges for not doing the jobs that they say. When you hold up your right hand, you swear an oath. You take an oath to represent the people, and when you violate that oath, you should be brought up on some sort of charge. You know?
Absolutely.
Contempt.
And who's protecting the American people? Who is protecting us? Which, of course, they're protecting. Talk about Aurora, Colorado, and of course a few others with these Venezuelans. Which it come to find out, the Colorado. Can't say. Try to say California and Colorado at the same time. Colorado. they knew about the over a year ago about those Venezuelan gangs and all this stuff, and they did nothing.
They did nothing.
They're
yep.
the enemies. They are the enemies.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. To allow these crimes to be committed again, the innocent families and people that suffer for the violence across this country is I talked about earlier, the human trafficking and stuff that's going on. You know, because when I was down there at the border, you know, maybe I don't know if you want to do a show on it, or maybe Lorianne or something. Because I told Lorianne, told a couple people actually what I was going to be doing. You know, I thought I didn't know I was going to be back so soon, but you know, I thought it was going to be a longer process. What we were going to be doing, but it wrapped up pretty quick. But the human smuggling and the sex trafficking and of children across this country and across the world actually is absolutely disgusting. It's oh man, the stuff that I could tell you or show you the videos and the stuff that I saw. Oh my Lord, it would shake you. It's devastating. The things that they do to children out there, that the perversion, sexual perversion, the rapes, the prostitution, the molestation of little boys and girls. Sally, you don't understand how disgusting. I mean, we're talking about prominent people, well-known people too, that partake in these rituals. And it's just absolutely, and the thing of it is we have a lot of them, right, busted, but nobody will prosecute. Nobody will prosecute them. It gets buried, you know, and that's the thing.
It is so disgusting. It's evil. It's truly evil. And Harris is out there pretending she cares about the kids. And I was hearing something, but I don't know enough. I can't quote any of it or whatever. But in reference to, especially with these kids, the organ harvesting. They will kill these kids and sell the kids' liver for $17,000. It's sick.
Yeah.
This is sick.
Glad you brought that up, actually. I'm glad you brought that up. I had Mitch Gerber on my show. This is about 10 years ago, actually. That's when I really first started taking notice of the Falun Gong. I don't know if you ever heard of them, with China. And China is huge on organ harvesting, huge. One of them, and David Kelliger, he was part of the cabinet or Prime Minister's cabinet of Canada. And I had him on my podcast about 10 years ago, and because we were trying to bring, exposure to this, the organ harvesting, and it's absolutely mind-boggling what they do to people and the children, and the adrenochrome, and wow, it's true, a lot of it, and it's just there's no words to talk about it because you can't find them because it's so evil. And how you want to, how you could describe it without, people calling, without people saying, oh, how could you talk about something like that? You know what I mean? And it's just, it's a disgusting, man, the crimes that are being committed against the human population of this planet, and the governments that are partaking in it, and it's mind-boggling. And like I said, you can't get any prosecutors to get justice done. We have to have these private mercenaries and contractors and people that want to sign up for this stuff to go in and bust these people. And the governments, the local governments in other countries won't cooperate with you. We had a lot of problems down there at the border, and I'm on the no-fly list, so I had to go through. Went through hell there, so because they didn't want me to fly. So, it took me 3 hours just to get my, it was a problem, and I wanted to talk about that too. I don't know if anyone knows about this stuff or whatever, but if your name gets blacklisted, I don't know how true it is or what. I mean, it must be true because it's happened to me. My name is in the system somewhere or some database or something where you get blacklisted. You're on a list and you can't get anything. I can't even get a library card. I can't get a cell phone in my name. I can't get nothing.
If you're illegal, you could.
Yeah, but no, seriously. If I went on my birthday last month, I got a cell phone for well, my sister actually got it for me. And we went to the booth store, and we got me a cell phone, new number. I just think you've seen it, on the call board, because I got a new number. Remember, you said, "Oh, you got a different number."
Right.
So, but
right.
Guess what? They suspended my account. I don't have that number anymore. They suspended it. They blocked me. They said for no reason. They said I violate the codes. I violated codes. They said they gave me an they said I made too many calls or something. They came up with some asinine excuse, but the security team of Boost Mobile red flagged my name and suspended my account. I'm not allowed to have a cell phone. No lie. It sounds bizarre, but it's true. It's true. I'm not allowed to have a cell phone. I can't have a cell phone. I mean, yeah.
There's some other groups
I do.
Yeah. It's that's so weird. It's so despicable too. It's just it's un-American.
Yeah, Americans are red flags.
America's.
I'm on the no-fly list. Can you believe that? I'm on no-fly. They let me fly. But what the no-fly list is you have to check in with them, and you have to let them know you're flying, where you're going, and when you're coming back, and stuff like that. So they wanted to know where I was going, why, who I was traveling with. They had to search everything, and I wouldn't go through no body scanner, and I'm not going through that. So that was a problem right there. So I had to get strip searched. Yeah. It was crazy.
And you just keep saying, "This is how is this America?" This just doesn't.
Yeah, that's what I said to the guy at the TSA. That's what I said. I said, this is America. Don't you know that? Sir, I'm just trying to do my job. We're going to let you travel, so don't worry. You're going to let me travel. Wait, you're going to let me travel. Where the hell are you?
And more importantly, that's what your job is. If you're doing this job, you must be okay with it. Otherwise, you wouldn't be doing it.
Exactly. So I would never do something like that. I would never do something like that at all. And you can't travel with no weapons or anything like that. So, I mean, it's a big fiasco, where it was just, I went with a contract, I went with a contractor group that was actually associated with Samaritan's Purse. And I don't know if you ever heard of them or not, but Glenn Beck is a big host of that, actually. Rescues, saves Christians around the world, helps people and stuff, like they were a big thing against ISIS and Al-Qaeda, Christians that were being beheaded in the Middle East 10 years ago. They saved a lot of people over there, relocated them, Muslims that were converted to Christianity. They were like targeted for death, so stuff like that. And they do a lot for human trafficking and stuff like that, and try to help people and save families and whatnot. So Glenn Beck, even though as much as I really don't care for him too much, he does do a lot of like charity work. So and that's respectable and commendable. I mean, he cowers down a lot. I guess he has to because of his nationally syndicated radio show. Because if he talks about too much, they'll pull him. So it's kind of like us. The things we talk about. We can never be on national.
I think they've totally pulled him off YouTube. I don't think he's on YouTube at all now. And,
really?
I don't think so. He's had a lot of problems with YouTube. And now I happen to subscribe to the Blaze TV, and they always have deals. It's really one of the best deals when it comes to it.
Really?
Getting $40 off for the year, whatever. So I would encourage people, because it's not only just his stuff. There's a lot of other stuff out there, a lot of other conservatives out there reporting stuff. Plus, you can listen to the stuff whenever. But he does a Wednesday show. And it's excellent. Wednesday night at 9 p.m. He was doing it on YouTube, but I think they blocked him. Or he would say, well, we're going to start talking about this. So if you're watching this on YouTube, you're going to go away. It's going to go away. You can still watch it on Pluto. So if anybody uses Roku or any of that stuff and you can get to Pluto, you can watch it on that. But I would encourage people to watch the Wednesday night show at 9 p.m. It's always very, very informative and facts. And he puts a lot of good info out there. And but I also know what you're saying too. There's times when it's like, well, wait a minute, you're telling people to do this, but you're also being a little bit cautious here. And like he, not for the Jan 6 thing, excuse me, not for the Jan 6, but for another operation, something that people were going to go and march on Capitol Hill, and he was telling people not to. And I think it was probably something like Jan 6 that he was afraid would happen. People would get entrapped. So I've seen him back off on that kind of stuff too. So
okay.
But he has a lot of
well, like I said, he does. And like I said, I was working with that group, so I've got videos. And I took a lot of pictures and stuff. And but like I said, with the video, I screwed up. I took some pictures of the kids and stuff, and that has to be blacked out, or removed, because you can't rebroadcast children and stuff. You know what I mean? Because that's against the law. So which I got to be careful with that. So. But, so I'm going to try to get that posted and, see if somebody wants to do a show on that human trafficking one day or something. And I'll show them some of the stuff and that we did and everything. And, it's dangerous. And, it's like what Tim Ballard, the guy from Sound, I think it's called Sound for Freedom, that movie, remember, that was out? With the where he rescued some kids, or he went and rescued a little girl.
Yeah.
That was,
yeah. Oh yeah, that was so sad.
That's what we did.
That, yes.
Yeah, that's what we were doing.
Okay.
So so it was like, you won't hear about it on the 6 o'clock news. Trust me. But we had to make sure everything was legal too, and because you're a lot of stuff in Homeland Security and stuff like that, but. It was interesting for me, but I don't know if it's it's rewarding, but at the same time it's dangerous, and it's rewarding as far as spiritual. It's not rewarding as far as money goes. But if you could save children or break up a criminal smuggling ring, or try to rescue a child that's lost or something like that, that's rewarding. To save a child from being raped and molested, because that's absolutely disgusting. It's despicable for anyone to ever do that to a child. I mean, a 5-year-old little girl. I mean, it just, it's just, I've seen some stuff that's just the videos when I was reviewing some of the cases and stuff. It's just absolutely, Sally, just mind-boggling. And the thing of it is, like I said, you can't get prosecutors to prosecute some of this stuff, because some of the people that are involved, there's big money involved with governments, and you can't, they won't touch it because their bosses told them no, and that's the thing that we have to expose. But you start doing that, you're going to end up like Trump. You're going to be looking at a bullet everywhere you turn.
Yeah.
I would know that firsthand,
It's
I
so
survived 2 murder attempts. Yeah. Speaking of which, it's today's September 16th. Actually, it was back in 1999, 2:45 p.m. when I got my throat slashed open. September 16th.
Yeah.
So came up behind me, They almost tried to chop my head off. That was the first murder attempt. The second one was when I was getting out of my car and 3 guys attacked me, and a guy put a gun to my head, pulled the trigger, the gun jammed, and then the guy in front of me stabbed me in the chest. And, knife went in my chest, out my back. And when he ripped it out, that's what hurt. I almost died. I laid there in the middle of the street. Cars driving by me, nobody would stop. Laying in the street with a pool of blood, bleeding to death. Couldn't breathe.
Yeah.
Lungs collapsed. So I remember when the fireman came in the ambulance. Fire guys, they were good, man. That guy picked me up. I weighed 200 pounds. That guy picked me up like I weighed 5 pounds. Put me on the stretcher. I mean, I'm a strong guy, man. I got to give him credit. I couldn't do that. He picked me up like a rag doll, man. I'm 6'1", 200 pounds. He picked me up like I was a rag doll.
Well, thank goodness for that.
Now, could a woman do that, Sally? Now, could a woman do that? No. A woman couldn't do that job.
Well, that's it. We'll go and change the rules to try to accommodate. But that was the thing with what happened in Pennsylvania. The one Secret Service lady, she was like half the size of him. She's trying to protect him, and she couldn't block or protect him. It looked so ridiculous. And it's like, there's definitely roles women play in this stuff, but be realistic. Yeah, this DEI crap. It's ridiculous. You're going to kill yourself because you're going to worry more about DEI than getting the job done.
I know. Well, another thing, too, is you got to be careful what you talk about on these podcast shows. We've got a lot of trolls out here. This is internet radio, and everyone wants to pick apart what you say, and you got a lot of assholes out there. You know that because, you've gotten trolls calling to your show before. I mean, my show is a magnet for them, I mean, it's calmed down over the years, but I remember at one time, Sally, I mean, that's all I got. If you listen to some of my previous podcast shows from years ago, I mean, it would just be back to back phone calls that I would get, just pure trolls, So.
Yeah, it's like those people have anything better to do.
Yeah. So, well, anyway, thanks for calling in. I appreciate it. I mean, if there's anything else, I'm going to play something here, I guess, from these two pastors. I mean, unless I get some new callers in, that's what I'm going to do. Because I'm on my regular time here, but, I guess my fans want to watch football tonight,
Yeah, I understand,
sorry,
and I was going to have to drop off, too, so, yep.
Yeah, sorry I missed your show. So, but thanks for calling in. I appreciate it.
Okay. Thank you for going down to the border. We'll have to have you on and talk about it.
Yes.
Have a good night.
Yeah, we'll talk more about that. I'll see what I can legally disclose, and maybe I'll email you some videos, or you and anyone else who wants to talk about it, on your show or do a show in the future about that, okay?
Sounds good. Karen will probably want to do a show, too. Sounds good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Sounds good. All righty. All right, guys, let's see here. I guess I'm going to play something here real quick. If there's no callers that want to call in, 657-383-0616. I'm going to try getting Dr. Peter Ventura again in the future here on this podcast show again. I've been talking to him a lot lately. So, but I'm going to play a little bit of this. It's about 15 minutes long. So, and then anybody else who wants to check in, I don't know if Starge is out there or Bianchi. Usually they check in with me. Maybe they're watching football tonight. Who knows? But play this here. This guy, one of these guys is my theology professor, actually. His name is Dr. Vince Massa. He's a very smart guy, very well known. He's preached around the country. This guy, this is actually one of the, when I got saved, when I first accepted the Lord Jesus Christ as my Savior in 1999, after I got my neck flashed open, I was introduced to this guy, and I've attended his church, his school. So I'm going to play some of their podcast show here real quick. So anybody else want to call in? September 16th, anybody want to call in? 657-383-0616. Press the number 1.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the podcast for Christians United for God and Country and the United States Prayer Force. I'm Steve D. along with Pastor Vince, and we are here today to bring you some information that you may not know about. We're going to talk about some things, and we're just happy to be here. We've had a little bit of technical difficulty in the past week or so, and we've got our system up and running really well right now, and so we're hoping that things will go smoothly for the rest of the year, if not further into next year. So we're glad you're listening today. We're here to help you, I would say encourage you to pray for America. There's so much going on right now in our country. We are looking back yesterday. Former President Donald Trump was targeted again by a potential assassin. And he was playing golf in West Palm Beach, Florida, and the Secret Service agents were able to secure his safety, and they were able to capture the suspected assassin. And there's a lot of details there. I'm sure you know about it by watching the news. So much going on. We also are now on the other side of the debate that took place between former President Trump and presidential candidate Vice President Kamala Harris. And we're going to do a little bit of fact-checking today on that, just to kind of touch base on some of the communications that have taken place in regards to this campaign and this election coming up in November. If you'd like to join us in prayer, we invite you to send us an email. Send us an email at christiansunited50.com, 50